Hi everyone, I hope that you are having a good week. I wonder if I was to ask you the question, what is your favourite place? What would your answer be? Maybe your favourite place to go to is the park. Maybe you like going to the beach. Maybe your favourite place to go to is Funworks when it's open. Or maybe your favourite place to go to is McDonald's because you really like their food. Or maybe your favourite place was Ignite on a Friday night, whenever things were normal. But for some of us, we haven't been able to get to our favourite places because of lockdown. And I asked some of the leaders what were their favourite places. Nicola said her favourite place was Portchurch Strand and going for walks along the beach. Luke said his favourite place was the North Coast and being beside the sea. Adam said his favourite place was Crusaders football stadium, which is called Seaview, and he loved going there and cheering on Crusaders. For me, my favourite place is the Cave Hill. I love going up the Cave Hill and looking out over Belfast Lough and seeing all the houses and everyone below. And our story today that we're going to learn from the Bible is a story that took place on a hill, and that hill was called Calvary. And there in that place, it's not a very nice story, but something amazing happened. You see, you can read about this story for yourself in Luke chapter 23 and verses 32 to 43. And in that story, as we're going to learn, we're going to find out about a life that was changed by Jesus. Because as it gets closer to Easter, we're going to think about some of the lives that Jesus changed as he died on the cross. The story began with Jesus being led up the hill to be crucified on the cross. And either side of him on that hill was two other crosses. And on those two crosses, there hung two criminals, two men who had broken the law. And in the centre cross was Jesus, who was the Son of God. Jesus was perfect. He never did anything bad. He wanted to love people and he wanted to tell them all about God. But as the Son of God, there were some people who didn't like Jesus and they wanted to get rid of him. And they thought that the best way to get rid of Jesus was to kill him on a cross. As Jesus and these two other men hung on the cross, the soldiers below began to make fun of Jesus, and they started to call him names and they spat on him. They took his clothes and they divided them amongst themselves. They put a sign above his head which said, "The King of the Jews." But one of the criminals said to Jesus, "If you are the Christ, save us and save yourself." But the other criminal on the other side of Jesus, he said, "Do you not fear God since you're getting the same punishment? We're being punished justly for what we have done, but this man has done nothing wrong." Then he said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus turned round to the man and said, "Truly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." You see, there was two criminals that were being crucified either side of Jesus. One believed that Jesus was the Son of God, and the other didn't. And I wonder, which criminal are you like? Do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God, or do you not? You see, there's three quick things that we can learn from this story. The first thing is that God had a plan. You see, it was all part of God's plan that Jesus was going to die on the cross. In the Old Testament, people used to have to offer sacrifices for their sins. But Jesus was to pay the sacrifice for our sin, for all the bad things that we have done, once and for all. And that's why he had to die on the cross. He lived a perfect life. He never did anything wrong. But there he died and took the punishment from God for our sin. But Jesus made a very important promise to this man. He said, "Today you will be with me in paradise." And that's a promise that all of us can have if we believe in Jesus. Jesus died on that cross so that he could give us eternal life, that we could go to paradise one day when we die. And paradise is heaven, where there's no sin, there's no pain, there's no suffering, and we can enjoy God forever. Whenever Jesus was on earth, he said these words, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die." Do you believe this? I wonder, do you believe God's promise tonight? And the last thing is that we get to go to God's paradise. The Bible tells us that after we die, there's only two places that we can go. One is heaven, to be with God forever, and the other is hell, where we're separated from God. Even though at the minute in lockdown, we can't go to the places that we want to, if we ask Jesus to forgive us of our sin, then we know one day we can go to be with him forever in heaven. But until that day, Jesus is here with us every step of life's journey. We just need to keep trusting in him, just like that criminal did who was on the cross beside him.